Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your Mercury retrograde reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be located in the description box below. Oh, and if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, then just hit the bell notification button. Now before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raise our energy vibration, and release any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Oh, wow. Sagittarius, I feel such a release over your heart chakra during this time. So this reading is going to be a heavy hitter. You can feel it just from that. Okay. So let's let the bulls sing, as we see what the tarot has to say. How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, October 14th to November 3rd, 2020? How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, October 14th to November 3rd, 2020? How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, October 14th to November 3rd, 2020? How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, October 14th to November 3rd, 2020? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. And one bonus card. Awesome. And then let's see what your chakra energy has to say for this time. How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, October 14th to November 3rd, 2020? How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, October 14th to November 3rd, 2020? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, goodness. 5. Awesome. So quite intense chakra awareness here. We're just going to move this right there. So we have determination. This is the solar plexus chakra coming through. You are determined. You are dedicated. You feel as if you're swimming against a tide. And the waters, of course, represent emotion. So that is why I can just, it's still like a heavy power, a heavy intensity around the heart chakra, around what you're moving towards, with what you love, with what you desire in life, with where you want to be. Oh goodness, I'm getting emotional. And during this time of Mercury retrograde, okay, things can they seem on their head. Communication is how we exist. And with communication being so topsy-turvy, it makes everything in our lives so topsy-turvy. It even makes the way we talk to ourselves seem topsy-turvy. And what you're heading towards and what you are determined to do is to live in the glory of your understanding, to live in the determination of your power, to move forward in this, beauty and blessing of self. And at times it is going to feel like you're going at it wrong, as if what you feel to be true and right, it isn't. And it's going to take a time to kind of step back and say, okay, I know I'm fighting against the waters here, but where is it that I need to be for myself? How is it that I need to move forward? And it's being open and honest. And it's facing sometimes here, Sagittarius, some harsh truths that a Mercury retrograde can bring to light. Things that seem just out there come forward. And then it leads you to personal power. It's like, I have the power to move forward, the determination, the dedication, the focus to move forward to where I need to be, body, mind, and spirit. And this is, again, the solar plexus chakra, gut feels, gut reactions. It's like, gut-wise, how are you? How are you moving forward? Where is it that you want to be? What is it that you desire? And there's this power, there's this purpose, there's this dedication to you that is brilliant, that is shining brightly. And then we have communication. Now, with the throat chakra, okay, this is where Mercury retrograde hits us the hardest. You are determined, you are moving forward. You can come forward, you can come forward to people as being a bit kind of single-minded during this time, because it is going to be, to others it looks like kind of like when a dog gets a bone and you just kind of keep on going at it. But there's so much more that you are heading for here than others even realize, than others even see. With communication, you're going to be operating on a communicative level that is so much more than just verbal communication. It's going to be the tone in people's voices. It's going to be, the looks that they give. They might not even notice that they are doing it, because here with Mercury retrograde, for them, they're going through their own thing. They're carrying their own astoundingly heavy burden upon their shoulders. And so here with communication, you're going to be picking up on everything, and you can take things astoundingly personally during this time. It's going to take a mindful determination not to stand in your power, to know your truth, and to say, all right, they can think what they want to think. I need to move forward in what's right for me. But you're also going to see that this ability to communicate, this ability to see the multifaceted different layers of things and kind of puzzle out the kinks during the Mercury retrograde where things aren't laying as smoothly as you would like them to. That's going to be a real blessing for you during this time with the opening up of the throat chakra. And I would even say here with communication, like, practice listening, because so often with communication, we especially now think that it's all about talking, but it's also about being a profoundly good listener. I would listen to books on tape. They have them free on YouTube. You can find books on tape and just listen. Just listen and start building your listening powers and start, seeing the way that you communicate through true and powerful listening. And then it leads you to the Earth Mother, right? And the Earth Mother is this grounding, guiding force. This is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below your feet. But people sit there and they say, oh, an Earth Mother vibe, right? And it's always, somebody very loving, somebody kind of very down to earth, things like that. But Mother Earth is a force. It is, yes, the force that grows our food. It is, yes, the force that we, live upon and build our lives upon. But it's also the force of tornadoes. It is also the force of fires. It's also the force of earthquakes. I mean, Mother Nature does not always have to be nice. And so here, as you embrace your Earth Mother, as you embrace Mother Earth and its power and its understanding and your passion and your desires, you're going to see that the force of you is just as powerful as the loving kindness of you. And that's going to be something that can be a little bit tricky to come to terms with, since we're always told, be nice, be kind, be patient, be quiet, type of things, look at things in a bigger way. You're not going to want to be that kind of force that upsets the apple cart. But it's not a bad thing. It isn't. It's not a bad thing to embrace all aspects of Mother Earth. And then you have your angels and your masters right here. So angels and divinity right around you. Their wings are wrapped around you. They are guiding you. They are protecting you. And it's during a time when, again, things feel difficult. And it's taking a moment to get the emotions under control. And so here for you, Sagittarius, it can take a moment to get the emotions under control, to sit there and say, okay, it's hitting you hard. It's hitting you hard, and it's hitting you right in the heart. It's like, oh my gosh. And there can be such an outpour of feeling and of compassion and of questioning and of desire and of, wanting things to work a certain way and then feeling helpless in another way. And your angels are saying, shh, I have you. I have you wrapped within my wings. I am guiding you towards something more. So Sagittarius, here for you. Goodness, I do apologize. There is something more here. There is something so much more that your angels are driving you towards, that divinity is saying, have faith with me. And you might be saying, oh my gosh, I've had nothing but faith in the universe. I've had nothing but faith in divinity. And it has been such a hard and long road. And I don't know why. Know that you are safe, even if at times it feels like you aren't. Know that you are loved, even if at times it feels like you aren't. And know that you are being guided towards something greater. Now the left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side is the public arena, and then you have your bonus card. We have the Six of Wands. It's starting to celebrate you. It's starting to celebrate you. And then you have the Two of Pentacles. You are trying to balance so much, and you're forgetting yourself. And so it can make celebrating you so hard, and you can be really, really super hard on yourself, Sagittarius. It moves you to the Two of Swords, the way that you are looking at things coming forward. It's not necessarily going to be the way that they are. You're looking at things and saying road A and road B, that's it, that's the way it is. And it's like, no, there are going to be different roads that open up, different pathways that open up to you. And you are going to be guided by your stars, okay? And this is Aquarius energy, a time frame of January 20th to February 18th. But this is also, looking at the beauty and the timelessness and the guidance and the highest form of our perfection, which is held within the stars. And saying, okay, I see more. I see more as I rise. And the repeat of the number 2 is a focusing on you. It is a focusing on love. It is a focusing on compassion. And it leads you to your heart. And your heart has the 3 of Cups. Your heart right now, okay, as you're moving forward and you're looking back. And these are the people who should have been in your corner. These are the people who should have celebrated you, that just didn't. Now, this could be a former lover. This could be a parent. This could be a best friend. This could be a sibling. This could be, this could be a teacher, a grandparent. They were supposed to be in your corner. They were supposed to be there for you. And they let it fall. And the hurt that comes from your heart because of that fall is intense. It is powerful. And it is at times overwhelming. There is a sense here of embracing your heart's truth, of looking at things and saying, okay, all right, I need to look at things openly and honestly and practically and personally for myself as I move forward. And I cannot let this heartbreak, this pain, this disappointment define my heart forevermore. And the Mercury retrograde is going to have these negative words be very much at the forefront of your mind. Right? When you're trying to move forward, when you're trying to celebrate you. This is also remembering the people who have your back, who have your corner, who have you in your corner. And you might say, Dane, I don't have those people. Then it's remembering your angels and your spirit guides. It's remembering that their wings are wrapped around you, that they are guiding you forward towards something more. And it brings you, and I do apologize for my dogs, it brings you to the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, prosperity, bounty, success, abundance. It brings you to being out of sorts when you look at things and being so focused on balancing everything that you yourself are just crumbling, to being strong and steady and bountiful. And it leads you then to the Six of Swords. It's taking your knowledge, taking your understanding and moving forward. You have a repeat of the number 6. That is the most caring, most nurturing of the numbers. And then it leads you to the Queen of Swords. So now you have two queens, the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. These could be the people who are on your side. These could also be the people who have failed you at times. But I see this more as the people who are on your side. This person here who's saying you will not fall, and this person here who's saying the stars' wishes. This Aquarius energy coming forward and saying the stars' wishes are yours. Your future can be as vast as the stars. And in moving forward in the strength, the queens are more behind the scenes. They don't need to be in the forefront. They don't need to be seen and everything like that. They can be more quiet, more subtle, more, focusing on the job that needs to be done. And then we have the magician in the public arena. There's a magic to you. There's a magic touch to you, Sagittarius, that is astounding. As above, so below. As you think it, so it becomes. You have another 6. This is divinity. Now you have 3 6s. And this is being rather nostalgic. This could be having the pains of the past, come up, the hurts, the disappointments. This can be, this could be looking at your past and wanting things to be as good as they were in childhood, or having that negativity that was spoken over you in childhood holding you back. Then you have the Ace of Swords. Now you have the repeat of the number 1. You're definitely taking this gift of knowledge. You have a way with words, and this air sign energy can have this way with words around you. They just cut right to the heart of the matter. And it's like, no, listen, this is the truth of it. And so here with the Ace of Swords, you're cutting through doubts and fears. You're knowing your mind. You're knowing where it is that you stand. And you become a student of your prosperity. You become a student with the Page of Pentacles, the student of the bounty that you want within your life. And it moves you to Aries. It moves you to the Emperor energy, which is a time frame of March 21st to April 19th. It is a sense of claiming your throne, knowing your power, knowing what it is that you desire, moving forward in passion, in dedication, in determination. And it's like, this is where I stand. This is what I stand for. And you have fallen and you have failed. Absolutely. As we all have, we're human. We like to think that we have it. We like, people love to sit there and have their successes, and it's almost as if they were fully formed from the head of Zeus, right? Like Athena. And they became this goddess, this, power of wisdom that can guide the world. And it's like, no, we have all fallen. We have all failed. We have all made mistakes that we cringe at, just thinking about it. But there is this power, there's this beauty, there's this passion, there is this brilliance that is you claiming your throne during this time. Now, let's see the people who will aid you during this Mercury retrograde. Who are the people that will aid Sagittarius during Mercury retrograde, October 14th to November 3rd, 2020? Who are the people who will aid Sagittarius during this Mercury retrograde, October 14th to November 3rd, 2020? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. We start off with Scorpio energy. This is a time frame of October 23rd to November 21st. This is a person who's going to be very behind the scenes. This is not a person, and these don't have to be people you know in real life, or this can be a very powerful aspect of their chart. You might not be aware of it. Whether it be their tropical astrology or even their Vedic astrology can be coming forward. This is a sense of somebody who's very much more behind the scenes, very much lives in the in-between, the in-between of this world. It's like the day and the night. They live in the shadows of it all. They are neither fully, kind of committed to either one. There is a sense of this fluidity to their mind, to their spirit, to what they're seeing, to what they know, to what they're helping you to understand. And it's a moving forward in this truth, in this passion, in this power. It's like, oh wow, I can move this way, and it can be okay. And it leads you to the Princess of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Princess of Pentacles is the Page of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And so here, there is the sense of being really guided by somebody who has this different outlook on money than you do, all right? Has this different way of looking at things. And this could be a young person, or this could be somebody with just very youthful energy to them. There is a passionate way that they look at the world and at themselves, at what they desire and what they need, and they're going to inspire you. They're going to inspire you to move forward. They're going to inspire you to, be a little bit more kind of cautious with money, understanding things more openly and more honestly for yourself about the seeds that you are planting, about the harvest that you are reaping. And then you have the Star card, which we again have in your main reading. And this is an Aquarius energy, again a time frame January 20th to February 18th. This is a person who pours the waters into the world. Okay, this is a very emotionally connected person. This is a person who can be astoundingly loving and caring, but can also give you kind of that kick in the tush when you need it. This is a person who is very connected to emotions, very connected to the heart. So that is going to be a very powerful connection, a very powerful truth for you. They help you see things differently, and they also help you expand. As you're kind of fighting the waters to go upstream like the salmon, they are calming the waters. They are connecting with you. They are helping you see things more openly and more honestly for yourself. And this is a time where you have to say to yourself, what type of boss am I for me? Because that is the best way I know how to describe the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is saying, celebrate yourself. And that's really easy to say, celebrate yourself, rejoice in what you're doing right. But the way to break it down, to see if we are celebrating ourselves, when you have something to do, okay, and you don't get everything done, do you berate yourself? Are you so mad at yourself? Do you knock yourself down and say, listen, you should have done this? And when you do something that is right, that is good, do you celebrate yourself? Do you sit there and say, wow, good job, Sagittarius, well done? Or do you say, well, that was what you were supposed to do? Why do you need a pat in the back for doing what was expected of you? Because those are like two bosses. One boss beats you down no matter what. It'll never be enough. They think that being a boss means being a bully. The other person knows that they get more flies. They get more with honey than they do with vinegar. Okay? They get more out of people if they show kindness, but also strictness. They're not a pushover. But then when they show kindness, when they say, wow, well done, when they point out what you did well, when they connect with you, when they, genuinely care, what type of boss are you for your life? Because this is saying you need to start celebrating, because you have a lot on your plate, Sagittarius. A lot. And with the Two of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is a person balancing, pentacles, and they're standing on one foot, and the waters are raging behind them. And that's what it is like. It's like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How am I going to balance myself? How am I going to be able to be where I need to be? How am I going to be able to move forward in passion, in beauty, in understanding, in purpose? You're balancing everything. It can be the spiritual and the practical. It can just be, balancing this world, trying to keep your head above water. Life keeps throwing things at you, one after the other, and you're looking at it and you're trying to balance, prosperity with all the bills that have to be paid. Prosperity with everything that's expected of you. And it's like, how? The first thing that needs to be balanced is you. So that you can stand in the chaos and stand strong, instead of being off balanced already and then having the waves of emotions hit you and it being overwhelming. This then moves you, okay, as you learn to celebrate yourself, as you see yourself more openly, more honestly, as you come to a balancing understanding, it moves you to the Two of Swords, okay? You're cutting through doubts and fears, but you see two paths that are open to you. In your mind, it's only two ways. You're going to start to understand during this time where words get topsy-turvy, where what we thought would happen isn't exactly what will happen. And you're going to start to see that as you see things more differently, more openly, more honestly for yourself, the paths start to open to you. You start to open to you. All right? And the world is not one way or the other. It's not left and it's not right. It's a myriad of winding roads. And it's a beautiful power that drives you forward. And you're going to start to see pathways open up that are so much more intrinsically you than you had anticipated. And it brings you to being guided by divinity, by the heavens. It leads you to looking up at the stars and seeing that there is so much more to this existence than you had originally thought. Seeing that there is so much more to your life, to yourself, to what you desire and to what you need than you had expected. This is knowing, and this is coming to a conclusion, that divinity is hearing what your soul longs for. And when divinity answers what our souls long for, they do not answer in a way that we really understand. It might actually feel like we're dropping the ball. It might actually feel counterproductive to everything that we know we should be and every way we know that we should be moving forward. And with the stars in the sky, when our ancestors looked up, when ancient man looked up and looked at the sky, they saw wonders. They saw the most beautiful things that were completely out of reach. The highest form of perfection, diamonds against navy, against the night. And here, you're looking up. And you're looking up at these guiding forces that led us on our path, that we named, that we gave stories to, that guided our ships and guided our steps. And you're going to be seeing that when you wish upon a star, that hope, that beauty, that grace that you give to it is still guiding you, is still leading you to so much more, just as it did your ancestors. And it brings you to a looking at the hurt and the pain and the disappointment that you have been through. Mercury retrograde, when it knocks us all off course, makes the nastiness seem so much more potent, have so much more power to it than it would if everything was calmer. Add Mercury retrograde to the state of the world, and things can be really intense. With the Three of Cups, you're looking at the pains and the disappointments, the angers and the upsets, the people who were supposed to be by your side, who let you fail, the negativity that was spoken over you, the anger that, stunted you. And it's like, no more do you get this power from me. No longer do you get to take away my blessings, my truth, my abundance. And you take away the power of their voice that echoes in your head. And this can be a slow thing. This could be a lifelong thing that has to be fought against. I'm not worthless. I'm not stupid. I am not, any of this. I am powerful. I am beautiful. I am me. I am worthy of success. And I am moving forward in that bounty. And then you see the people that stand by your side, that have stood by your side. Not going to be the ones that are as flashy or as showy as everybody else. And if these are simply your angels and your spirit guides, that is enough to be able to connect in a world that is so vastly disconnected, it can break your heart. You are going to find that your connection builds a power, builds a brilliance to you that has you opening up your magic, has you opening up to your truth. The Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is being queen of the seeds that you are planting, of the prosperity that you want, of what you desire from your life and what you need. This is being grounded, all right? This is being determined. This is looking at things and saying, all right, this is what I need to do. And if it needs to be done, it needs to be done. And that is it. It is holding your head up high with grace and with dignity. It is knowing that in your heart, you are a queen. You are more comfortable behind the scenes, and you are as powerful as all can imagine. There is power, there is brilliance, there is beauty to you, and you are embracing it, and you are moving forward in it. You will not be held back. You will not be kept silent. Your heart shines in a very practical way. And as it shines and as it helps you plant these seeds and find your balance, you see that you move forward. You see that you take all your knowledge, all your understanding, and you move forward to what needs to be done. It will not be easy. The Six of Swords never is easy. It can seem like an adventure at first, like, oh boy, this is going to be great. And then it becomes an, oh boy, this is so much more than I ever thought it would be. As life usually tends to be. It is taking your knowledge, your understanding, and it is moving towards a goal, towards a place of truth. And it brings you here to the Queen of Swords. Your heart and your mind need to talk. What does your heart want? What does your mind say? How do you move forward? Where is it that you need to be? What is it that you desire? The Queen of Swords for me is the warrior queen. Okay? She holds a sword. She's the only queen to hold a weapon. You can say, yes, a wand is a weapon, okay? But a sword can cut a wand right in half. And so here, there's a cutting through doubts, through fears, through angers, through upsets, to seeing what is needed, what you desire, what you want, what you long for within your life, and claiming that power, claiming that truth, claiming that understanding, and moving forward in it. You're not going to be held back. Okay, you can be a little bit sharp-tongued, okay, during this time, most definitely, because you're looking at something so much more. And you're starting on a journey that brings you to prosperity, that brings you to what you've been working for and towards. You can also see here that at times your mind and practicality kind of tend to be walking in different ways, because you can see here, they kind of move you in different directions, but they also have each other's back. As soon as I picked them up, Spirit was like, oh no, Dane, they have each other's back. And that is the most important thing. So your mind has prosperity's back. Prosperity has your mind's back. It's like, how am I working this out? How am I moving forward? And it leads you to the magician. It leads you to the magic. As above, so below. As you believe it, so it becomes. Passion, brilliance, bounty, truth. What are your thoughts? What are the thoughts that are filling your days? Are they powerful ones? In the way that they build you up, in the way that they move you forward, in the way that they help you claim your success? Or are they negative ones that push you down, that make you think you're never doing enough, that make you question yourself and your desires and where you stand and what you stand for? The magician, for me, connects us to the magic within. And the magic within can be conjuring magic if that's what you're into. But for me, it is that God's head that is buried within man. That Brahma from Hinduism said, I will hide the God's head within man, because that is the one place he will never look for it. So everything that we seek externally, everything that we're looking for from somebody else, from someplace else, from something else, is within ourselves. And you can say, Dane, that's a nice story. It doesn't pay my bills. I get that. I seriously do. But there is a power and a brilliance and a truth within you. That once you focus on your gift, instead of what you aren't, you focus on who you are. And it can be, okay, listen, I'm really good at XYZ. It pays the bills. It gets things done. And then I can move forward. And once I get burdens taken off my shoulders, once I, start to see things falling into place, I embrace what I need and what I want from my life. And I am never going to be stopped again. Because here, this always makes me think of Pandora's box. And when Pandora's box was opened, the one thing left within it was hope. And that's what each and every one of us has for the day to come. Hope. Brilliance. The ability to say, I am working for it to be better. And we like things to be vastly better. We like huge accomplishments. But if we do 1% better every single day for a year, that's 365% better. So if we do what is it? 0.25%? We do less than that? If we need to give ourselves baby steps, cool. Do so. Start to see your world change. Start to see you embrace the magic. Because in the public arena, okay, you are having the gifts before you of the elemental gifts, of fire, of passion, of determination, the reason why you get out of bed in the morning, knowledge, insight, intuition, of emotional, connectivity and power and brilliance and heart and soul, and then the setting down roots and the nourishment of the mind, the body, and the spirit. And then it all is encapsulated around the spirit of you as an individual. And the magician is also the alchemist. The alchemist turned lead into gold, or that's what they strove for. And if we are looking at it in a personal way, in a spiritual way, all human beings are lead. And if we move to become spiritually awakened, to step into our power, we become gold. And the thing that is so hard with that transmutation is that lead is so much more durable than gold is. The world can hurt so much more when you're gold. And that is something to be understood and honored. And as you are embracing the magic, as you are embracing this brilliance, nostalgia comes over. It can be wanting to go back to the past, wanting to go back to the way things were. Sitting there and saying, it's been such a hard road. Why does it have to be so hard? Here's the thing. The level of difficulty, of course, is never quite the same. But it is hard for everybody. And we just don't know it. And I'm not saying that to poo-poo your traumas and your dramas and everything that you have been through. But it's always better in somebody else's world because we do not know it fully. It's always better in the past because we don't remember everything as clearly. It's always better in the future because it hasn't happened yet. We need to stand in the present and see it, as corny as it sounds, as the gift that it is. And look at the moments and claim the power within us to have those moments move us forward to greatness. And this isn't being lulled away by the past anymore. This isn't being beaten down by words that were spoken negatively over you while you were forming and growing and taking things in, or while you were vulnerable. This is standing in your truth. And you cut through the doubts, the fears, the negativity. Okay, you have the Ace of Swords here. You have the repeat of the number 1. You are a powerhouse, especially in the public arena. You cut through the doubts and fears. You cut through the nonsense. All right? You see the truth of it all. And it moves you to the Page of Pentacles. It moves you to being a student of your prosperity. And you might say, why do I want to be a student, in the public arena? It is because once you stop learning, you stop thriving. It's learning, it's understanding, it's taking in new ideas, it's, opening up doors in a profoundly different way. And it's saying, okay, I see this. I see what I desire. I see what I want. I see what I need. It's being a student of the prosperity that leads you forward. It's being a student of the seeds of greatness that you are planting within your soul, within yourself, within your life. And it moves you to being an emperor. And I know people get sick of me saying it, but the emperor always reminds me of King David. Right? A person who was not perfect, but who strove to be the very best that he could be. A person who inspires, a person who, gives us hope. And here it is claiming your throne. It is knowing that you will mess up and the road is hard. But you will not lose the power of your voice, of your determination, and of your dedication. Okay? The positive Aries is like, is like King David, King Arthur, The negative Aries is like Nero, who plays his fiddle as Rome burns. It is seeing what is important to you. And it is moving forward in that determination, in that grace, and in that understanding. Let's go deeper. Sagittarius. This is emotionally, profoundly heavy-hitting, Sagittarius. I find it to be a bit draining. So this time, just know that it can hit you emotionally hard. And it's going to not do everything that it can to knock you off balance. But with already things being uncertain and, scary and overwhelming times that we are living in, this can knock you for a loop, okay? And if you're not prepared, all right, it can hit you unexpectedly, profoundly hard. Sagittarius. How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, October 14th to November 3rd, 2020? How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. And let's see the people that you have to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Sagittarius has to be mindful of? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. Who are the people that Sagittarius has to be mindful of? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020, during Mercury retrograde. Who are the people that Sagittarius has to be mindful of during Mercury retrograde? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. All right, those two. So we're starting off here with Taurus energy. This is somebody astoundingly stubborn. This is somebody who will not listen. This is somebody who charges forward, is just charging forward and doesn't care about anybody else's feelings, anybody else's way of seeing things. They're stubborn, they're bullheaded, quite frankly, and it's like enough is enough. Then you have Libra. Now, it's very interesting because you have here Scorpio energy, which is going to be very helpful to you. And this is the time frame of this Mercury retrograde is from the Libra time frame to the Scorpio time frame. So you may very well find the Libra part of this time frame, which Libra is from September 23rd to October 22nd. So to the 22nd of October, you can find things to be a bit challenging, a bit, a lot more challenging than you want them to be. And then from the 23rd to the 3rd of November, you can find things, not will, but you may very well find things calming down. That can be one way of reading this. Spirit was just like, oh my gosh. So here, it's a balancing of the scales. It's a justice. But this is a person who is only looking at kind of like the letter of the law. Things that they're saying it's either black or it's white. It's either black ink or it's white page. There's no gray in between, And that's just not going to be you, Sagittarius. You're coming from such an expanse of your heart, of your soul, and of yourself that you can see the nuances that others can't. And that can be, that's where you're having the problem with communication, because you're seeing the nuances that everybody's bringing to the table. But they're bringing it to the table because they're just overwhelmed and communicating their frustration in kind of every aspect. So that's going to be something that you combat. This is going to be somebody who isn't operating with the compassion that you need. It can also be having a bit of difficulty with justice things, with things that evolve around legal matters or justice in and of itself. So it's treading carefully there. And then we have the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Now this is going to be somebody who you are very drawn to. You feel like your energy matches their energy. They're passionate, they're determined, they're dedicated, but they're in it for themselves. They're going after their own truth. They're going after their own desires. They're going after what they want, what they need. And that's how they're looking at it. It's like period, end of discussion. But you're going to feel drawn to them because, of course, they have the fire sign energy that you have to you. So just be very, very mindful. This is somebody who you can easily get burnt by. Easily, get burnt by, kind of what they're telling you, what they're selling you, what they're promising. And it's not your truth. It can be very much somebody else's truth, but it's not yours. So just be mindful of that. And then we have the Prince of Wands. Again, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a person who's moving forward too quickly for you, very guided by their goals. They can be very much a defender of the Queen of Wands energy here. All right, they can be working together, or it can be that this person is, a queen, a ruler of this energy, but also the fighter and the defender of the energy. So here, there's this passion, there's this determination, there is this brilliance that leads forward and leads to more, but it's for them. And it's not really going to meld well with your life and what it is that you want from your existence. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all to see the Tower here. As you're moving forward and as you're finding balance, there's a rigidity that falls apart. There's something that you thought, oh my gosh, this is finally stable and secure and settled. And it's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. You're moving forward in a way that you hadn't expected. And it can knock you off your game. It really can. But it opens you up to a new world, a new understanding, a new way forward. And it's divinity taking you out of your comfort zone and saying, okay, things are changing. And things are changing in a big way. And then we have here the Page of Pentacles, which we have in the main part of the reading, being a student of prosperity, as the doors open to you, as you don't just see two roads ahead of you, so as you see more, and it leads you to your stars, it leads you to your soul's wish, it leads you to so much more with the Page of Cups here, with this being a student of your heart and of your soul, and seeing things so much more emotionally connected as you face, these hurts and these pains, and as you move forward in prosperity and in bounty, you see a path lined in gold. You see a way forward for you that is right and prosperous for you. And it doesn't have to be that anybody else understands it, Sagittarius. It's you that does. And then we have another 9 here. So emotionally, you're very close to a completion of a cycle. As you are moving forward, you have worries, doubts, and fears. You can really just, the nightmares come, the monsters in the closets come out. And it's like you can see all the ways that everything can just fall apart. And then you have the King of Cups over the Queen of Swords. So your mind and your heart really are working together. And this is knowing that you can only be king of your emotions, king of yourself, king of your truth, as we all can. Then you have the Queen of Wands in the public arena as you embrace your magic and as you leave the past in the past. You embrace yourself as a queen. And as you take this gift from divinity, of new insights and ideas, you see things so much differently than ever before. And it leads you on this journey, knowing that there are people who will want you to fail just because that's who they are. And there are also people who will want you to succeed because that's who they are. A tower time. Things falling apart. Being rebuilt. Coming together. It's being shaken to your core. And it can be 16 years of a tower time. All right? It could be that you're sitting there and you're going, oh my gosh, not again. No. But this is divinity taking you out of your comfort zone and saying, it's time. It's time. There's a new world waiting for you. It's time to be a student of your prosperity and a student of your heart as you move forward. Planting the seeds that mean so much to you. Embracing the emotional truth of what it is that you desire. And it's a pathway to greatness. It's also not counting, your chicks before they're hatched, but a pathway to greatness, to prosperity. And as you're looking at that pathway, it's scary. And it's like, oh my gosh. And all the doubts and all the fears and all the angers and all the upsets and all the ways that we can fail come forward. And if you're like me, a class A warrior, it can be a lot. It can be, even if you're not a class A warrior, it can be a lot. But this is stepping back, and this is addressing that worry. I would highly recommend, and it's something that I most definitely have done and do, is like looking at that worry, looking at that fear, and feeling it, just letting yourself sit in it. And it's uncomfortable, okay? And it doesn't feel nice at all. It's like you want to shake it out of your existence. And just look at the parts of you that hold this fear, okay? Think of like a conference room coming up or a ballroom coming up. And it's the parts of you that hold the fear. And it's like, why are you afraid? And you can ask yourself. And if you have a ballroom, just think of it as a masquerade party. Why are you afraid? Why is there fear here? Why is there doubt? Why is there anger? Why is there upset? Why can't you move forward with confidence? And hear what your subconscious has to say to you. Hear what the different masks of fear have to say to you. And see if what they say holds validity, or if it's something that needs to be let go of. Because you're becoming a ruler of your emotions, of yourself, of your soul. The thing I love with the King of Cups is that in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, he is a king on a rock in the ocean. It is implied, yes, that he is a king of the land behind him, but, he doesn't have to be. He is a king of one himself. And that's who we are. We would like to think that we have a say over other people's lives. We would like to think that, there is this power to our very existence. And there is power to our existence, but not in the way that we would like. When you realize that the only person that you can tell what to do, and who listens to you maybe 50% of the time, is you, then that is a powerful place to be. Because the only person whose life you can direct is your own. You can give suggestions to others, and definitely do. But the only person whose life you can direct is your own. And there is a beauty to that. There's also a freedom to that. And why I say we only listen to ourselves like 50% of the time, because you can sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to, start this project or do this thing. And then we get sidetracked. I'm not going to eat that cookie, eats 2 cookies, that type of thing. Excuse me. That we tend to do. So it's having that flexibility with ourselves, and it's also knowing that we have to have that flexibility with others. Or, yeah, it's not even a flexibility. It's kind of like letting them walk their paths and be their kings. You are the Queen of Wands. Your love, your beauty, your passion, it shines through. It is magical for you. It really is. The passion that you have, the brilliance that you have, the way you can pull things together, it really is quite magical for you. And you embrace this in the public arena, along with the magician. Expect people to want to take you by eyes, to sit there and say, well, why not me? Why can't I be that prosperous? Why can't I be that successful? It's like, listen, you don't see things the same way I do. And I have had to fight long and hard to stand in this power. It's one heck of a Mercury retrograde for you, Sagittarius. And it's one heck of a powerful outcome. All right. Let's see what your spirit animals have to say. How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde? October 14th to November 3rd, 2020. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, 4. Okay. I'm just going to move this up here. Okay. We have the Dove Spirit, and this says be peace. And that is going to be so absolutely important for you during this time, to be peace, to be calm, to be centered, to sit there and say, all right, I know my heart, I know my soul, I know myself, and to let peace radiate through you. And if you're saying, Dana, don't, it's Mercury retrograde, everything in the world is crazy right now, I'm stressed, beyond stressed, then it is centering yourself and focusing on the peace that you want within your life, on that understanding, and letting yourself just breathe, just focusing on you as the king of your emotions, on the island of yourself, on the island of your truth, and letting everything else go for 5 minutes a day, to be able to bring that peace into your life, to soothe your heart, and to elevate your soul. We then have the Bat Spirit, a rebirth is assured. We see that with the Tower, a change is coming in, whether you like it or not, here it comes. And it brings you to a rebirth. You are reborn from it. And then we have the Sea Turtle Spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. You're going to want things to happen so much more quickly than they are. But slow and steady really does win things for you. It really does move you forward in the way that you need to be. Don't rush it. You're going to think, oh, my time is better than divine timing, or I want things now. And divinity is saying, let me take over. Let me guide you forward. It will not be what you expect, but it will be, or it will not be how you expect it, but it will be exactly what you need and exactly connected to your heart, your soul, yourself. And the owl spirit, you see clearly now. You do. You see clearly because there is so much that you are faced with. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. It is. It might not feel like it's a lucky time, but it is a lucky time because it's showing you so much and it's setting you up for such a fiercely great future. Your subconscious person message is the King of Cups. That's it. To be that king of that island of one, that island of you. To know that truth, to stand in that power, to stand in that beauty, and to say, I only rule me, and I can only rule me. It leads you to your subconscious chakra message. Love, the heart chakra. My goodness, Sagittarius, the heart chakra is everything for you. To open up your heart to love, to move forward, knowing that what you love guides you, that your heart guides you so much more than you ever thought it would or it should, and opening yourself up to your love, to your brilliance, to your understanding. Your subconscious tarot message is the Hermit. Virgo energy. It is turning inward. It is walking your path. It is walking in your truth. And it's saying, you know what? It might not be the path that everybody else walks. It might not be the way that everybody else is. But I walk in my truth, in my honor, and in myself. And what is it? To my own self be true. That is what you're doing. And it's not a time to, have a lot of noise and a lot of, chaos around you. It is a time to walk forward, knowing that you are changing the game and you are opening up doors for you by being silent, by being contemplative, by not falling into the traps of this world and saying, this is where I stand and this is who I am. And it leads you to your subconscious tarot message to go even deeper, which is the Four of Cups. God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you a gift. It's not like all the other gifts that you have had. It's not like everything else. But it's handing you a gift of love, of healing. It will not be as pretty as the other cups. It'll actually be a rather plain packaging. It might be something you think, oh no, that can't be. But it opens you up to a world that is profoundly unexpected and absolutely beautiful. You just have to see it. Oh my goodness, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we move forward in our passionate, powerful truth, as we walk a path that might seem overwhelming at first, but it's the truth of our souls and of ourselves, as we are the kings of our hearts. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius.